Yes, let us start this conference. God, from the beginning, has given us a mission. This mission is to give him children. He has only created two human beings himself, Adam and Eve. And he wants to fill his paradise with human beings. We cannot understand who we are and what is our vocation if we don't understand what is the plan of God. There is no way we can speak about human being and understand what is a human being if we don't understand what is the plan of God. That is why we have to start from the beginning, the intention of God when he has created us. He has created us with one goal. The goal he had was to give us his own happiness as a God. He wanted to share his own happiness. He wanted to communicate himself, to make us participants of his own life. He could create the whole creation and express a lot of beauty in the creation, but that was not enough for him. He wanted some human being able to appreciate this beauty, appreciate the plan of God, understand it, and be able to relate with God, understand the love of God, understand his plan, implement the plan of God, and also, at the end of the day, to share with God the own happiness of God. And this is why God has created this universe. He has created the universe for men to be able to discover God, love him back, and share the inner life of the Blessed Trinity with him forever. If we don't agree on this final cause, we cannot be on the same page. For most of the human beings, maybe today, we are in this world to make a lot of money, to enjoy as much as we can, and to have a good career, and that's all. Okay? This is the goal of, like, the world understand it, okay? Make more money, get more pleasure, enjoy as much as you can, because tomorrow you will die, and your only chance is to enjoy today. Okay? And you can steal, you can fill your pockets, okay? You can even lie and cheat, you can even kill, because what is important for you is to enjoy today. That is the mentality of the world. This is not the plan of God. The plan of God is a different plan. The plan of God is for us to be able to discover the love of God and share his happiness. Now he has created Adam and Eve to be the first human being and to be able to actually give children to God, that God can give his life to so many human beings. And we have this first commandment given in Genesis, is to get married, to grow, to multiply, to fill the earth with children. And not only the earth, actually, but even to fill heaven with children of God. This is why the first commandment of God has been the one of marriage. This is why he has created human beings with this alterity of sex, where they can actually give life together. And in our humanity, from the beginning, we have men and women, we have marriage, we have family, we have children, we have procreation, And you see, it's a very specific part of the vocation of the human being. We are not the same. Men and women are two different kinds of human beings. We are all human beings, but we are two different kinds of human beings, and we don't have the same roles. Men are given by God a certain role in the society. They have to stand for the society. They have to stand in front and take the lead. Ladies, they have to take care of individuals, mostly. It's a general thing. We have always exceptions, okay? But generally speaking, the men are public persons, standing for their family, standing for the society, standing for the government, standing for the church. Yeah, it's the role of men to stand publicly. The role of women is more in individual relationship, and this is usually even the desire of ladies is actually to have this intimate relationship, this intimacy, this relationship. Now, we are different. We don't have exactly the same ways, the same strengths, the same qualities. We are complementary. We are not equal. We are complementary. It is totally false to say what a woman can do, a man can do better. Have you heard that? No. But you have heard the opposite, huh? You have heard what a man can do, a woman can do better. But both are wrong, okay? Both are wrong, okay? Because what a man can do best, a woman cannot do it. What a woman can do best, a man cannot do it, okay? We have our specificities. We have our own qualities. Of course, we are all different. We have many exceptions, you know, and you have all kind of differences between individuals, okay? This individual can be more here or there, but generally speaking, this is how it is. Now, we are not equal, we are different. But we are complementary. It will be totally wrong to do what some people are doing today, is to have a war between the two sexes, to have a kind of competition. We are not in a competition because we are complementary. We are here to help each other. What ladies are bringing in this world is not what men should bring in this world. Okay? We have to help each other and to bring some different qualities in this world. And in the education of children, we cannot educate a girl the way we educate a man, a boy. We have to adapt our education to the gender of this child. Maybe you say what I say is logical. Yeah, it's logical. It is the teaching of the church. It is common sense. And in Africa, usually, we are full of common sense. But some other countries in the world are losing the track of common sense. And they really pretend that there is nothing like girls and boys. Okay, that is an artificial construction. And you cannot say that this one is a boy or this one is a girl. You have to ask first how the person is feeling about it. Okay? That is the modern ways. We are not buying these things. They are not real. Okay? It's ideology. It's ideology. It's not reality. Now, for us, we see that there is a real difference between men and women. There is a real complementarity, and this difference is a chance. It's not a war, it's not an opposition, and the more ladies are ladies and the more men are men, the better it is. because we can help each other better. We are stronger when we have an identity that is more clear, okay? Because we help each other better, and the society is better with women who are really feminine and men who are really manly. Now, we say that we have a vocation to marriage. The vocation to marriage is a vocation for everybody. The commandment of God at first is clear. The man will leave his father and his mother, he will take a wife, and they will make a new family, and there will be two in one flesh. Go, multiply, fill the earth. There is a commandment of God about it. It is our vocation as human beings to get married and to give life and to transmit what we have. This is our vocation. It is a general vocation given to all human beings. And traditionally, the church, when we speak about vocation, what is the path I should choose in life, we say there are only two paths that you can choose as an option for you. You can choose, actually the general one, the normal one, the by default one is marriage. Or now you want to give your life to God directly. You get married with God. You give your life to God, and you embrace religious life, or you embrace priesthood. To stay single has never been considered as an option equal to the other one. Okay? It has been written in Genesis that it is not good for man to be alone. And I can tell you it's not even good for, it's even worse for a woman. It's not good for a woman to be alone. Okay? It's difficult. This is written in Bible. It means that this is how we have been made by God. We have been made for living this life of complementarity, for giving our life to other people, to our children, and it's a vocation, it's a bit of a sacrifice, it's an effort, it's a kind of duty we have to get married and give this life, and give our life. Marriage is a vocation. It's a general vocation. It's a vocation for everybody. Unless now you want to get married with God. But it's the vocation for everybody. It means our children, we have to prepare them for marriage. Okay? Because as an adult, their vocation is to get married and to sanctify themselves through the life of marriage. Marriage is a way of sanctification. It's a way of spiritual growth. This is why the Catholic Church has made, or Jesus himself has made marriage a sacrament. A sacrament is something that is made to give us the grace of God, to sanctify us. And the life of marriage is a life of sanctification. Sanctification through the practice of charity. You know, the main commandment of Christ is love and charity. And he has established one sacrament, one state of life, marriage, family, where we have a place where we have to give a lot of love, where we have to love, where we have to give our life for each other and for the children. I would like just to give you a bit of background about that. You know, as Christians, we believe in Jesus. We say Jesus is our Savior. If Jesus is our Savior, it means we are lost. Okay? It means we are very, very lost. We are in a very bad condition. And the death of the Son of God is something absolutely terrible. Imagine the second person of the Blessed Trinity taking a human nature and dying for us is something terrible. Nothing is more terrible than that. But it seems that for God, our situation is even more terrible than that because He wants to save us at this cost. You understand? If this is the price, and if it is so terrible, it means our situation, human being, is even more terrible. I want to tell you that you can understand why we need to be saved. And we need to be saved from something that is more terrible than the death of the Son of God. Okay? It means our condition is not a condition of innocence. We are not fine. We are not okay. We are in trouble. We are in need of redemption and salvation. We need to go back to God, and this way back is not an easy way. Jesus is telling us in the gospel, if you don't do penance, you will perish, all of you. Okay? It means Jesus has to carry his cross, he has to suffer and to die, but if we want to be saved, we have to follow his way of the cross. We have to suffer something for our own sins. Okay? We have to participate a bit to our redemption. I'm telling you that just to let you understand that our vocation is, yes, still the one to go to heaven and to enjoy this happiness with God, but we go it through a way of redemption. And marriage is part of this way. Marriage is your way of redemption for you parents. It means marriage is a place where you will have to sacrifice yourself. In a very wonderful and beautiful way, you will have to love. And love is to give. To love is to give. To give is to renounce, is to give your time, to give your money, to give your independence, to give your autonomy, to sacrifice your resources for these people you want to love. Okay? And this is sacrifice. And to love is not just a nice feeling we can have when we fall in love with someone. This is not love, this is just a feeling. To love is a decision. To love is a decision to make people happy. And this is just there, okay? A decision is in your mind and in your heart. You decide to make people happy. And you will pay for that. Okay? And this is what you do, parents. You decide to give a good education to your children and you pay for it. You decide to give them a good health and you buy good food. Okay? And you go to hospital and you pay for that. You sacrifice, and this sacrifice is love. Okay? Of course, you can put more or less love in this sacrifice. I mean, you can do it with love or you can do it without love. Okay? You can be forced to do it. You can be unhappy to do it. You can do it against your heart. You can complain. You can murmur. You understand. It should be an act of love. Everything you give to your children should be an act of love. But sometimes our love is not there anymore, okay? Sometimes we complain against these children, you know, or against life, or we complain against our spouse, because it's not an easy way to love each other. We are different. Sometimes we don't understand each other so well. Sometimes we are difficult to love. We have to overcome a number of obstacles. Okay? It's not something that is always easy and just like that, just easy. To love is a sacrifice. Again, the world today is not telling you that. The world is telling you to love is a nice feeling, and you have the right to be happy. Okay? You have the right to enjoy this feeling. You have the right to be happy. The Catholic Church and the Bible is not telling you that. The Bible is telling you you have the right, after the original sin of Adam and Eve, you have the right to be punished, to work hard, to win your bread at the sweat of your own sweat. You have the right to suffer and to die. Women, you have the right to give birth in pain and to suffer a certain submission to your husband. This is Genesis, okay? This is what has happened after original sin, and it's very clear in Genesis. After original sin, we are guilty. There is a way back, but we have to carry our cross. Our cross is a part of suffering, a lot of hard work, and death, and sickness, and all these things. And the church is not telling you you have the right to be happy, you are innocent and good, and you have the right to enjoy in this world, and you have the right to be happy. No, we have to get back this happiness, to get back this heaven. We have to work for it now. Okay? I really love to compare marriage and business. When you start your own business, you don't say, oh, I'm going to start a business, it will be very nice, I will enjoy, I will have a lot of money. No. I am going to start my own business. I will work day and night. I will do everything alone. I will invest all my resources. And for 5 or 6 years, I will maybe not have even a salary for myself. Okay? This is what it is to start a business. You don't start a business saying, oh, I'm going to enjoy and get a lot of money. No, I'm going to work a lot and to suffer. I will not sleep at night because I will just have to do everything alone because I cannot afford to pay all this stuff. Okay? But with time, it will pick up. With time, you will become more comfortable. And you will be able to hire some staff. Yeah. I remember at the beginning of the school, sometimes I was driving myself, kids home, okay? At the beginning, you have to do many things alone, okay? I could take the van, I could take some, and drive myself, some kids home sometimes. No. At the beginning, you just have to give yourself, okay? After, it can maybe peak and grow. Marriage is the same. Marriage is like business. It's an investment of your life. It's even a deeper investment because it's your family, your only family. And in marriage, you don't deal with money, you don't deal with material things. We deal with human beings, okay? Now, the main business of your life is your family, is this marriage, okay? It's a heavy investment. In your marriage, you have to invest all your resources. All your time, all your money, all your days, all your nights, and for so many years, and even for eternity, because the result of this business are eternal souls that will live forever and ever. Okay? Now you can see this is the most engaging business we have to engage in. And there is a commandment of God that is telling us that this is our vocation. This is the way we are going to get saint and holy, through giving our life in our family. It requires a lot of love, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of time you consecrate for your spouse and for your children. When we enter in marriage, we have to enter in marriage with this mentality that you are going to make other people happy. Okay? This is the mindset we should have when we enter into marriage. Because if you enter into marriage with oh, I'm going to enjoy, I've found someone nice, I found a man who has a lot of money, I found a very pretty girl, she will make me happy. This is completely wrong assumption. You are starting this life on a very wrong note, okay? And you know exactly what will happen after 2 years, okay? This love will disappear, and you will find someone who has, with a normal person, with qualities and defaults, and this person wants to make you happy, and maybe it's not the case, it's not really the dream you had. And now your selfish nature is saying, I have the right to be happy. Let me find someone else who can make me happy. And the world is telling you, you have the right to be happy. You can leave this one, take another one, because you have the right to be happy. This is a lie. In this world, we have the right to suffer and to die. This is the way back to God. This is our way for redemption. If you want to go to heaven, there is only one way. And this way is the way of the cross. Okay? The way of redemption. You know? We have started Lent, actually, Wednesday. Lent is this period of preparation to resurrection. And this period of preparation is a period of penance. And this is the symbolism of our life. Okay? We have to go, like the Jews, from Egypt to the promised land, and it has 40 years of suffering in the desert. And this is now the way of liberation, the way of redemption. I take time to tell you all these things because if the mindset is not good in your own mind, how can you even educate your children with the good mindset? Okay? And it is absolutely crucial that we educate our children to life. To life. And what is life? Life is, for us human beings, to actually get married and engage in the society and give their life for the society, for their children, for their family. I know the society, the basic cell of society is family. A society is good if we have good families, okay? If we have many good families with a good father, a good mother, and the children living in virtue, in good balance, in love, in charity, in harmony, this is a strong society when you have many families who are living this kind of life. I know we are living in a difficult world where this story becomes an exception, okay? Where many people are traumatized about marriage. Many people. Our youth are traumatized about marriage. We have seen so many bad experiences. We have suffered so much in our marriages, in our relationship, that people are getting traumatized. They don't want even to get married. Okay? But marriage is still our life, okay? From the beginning, from the creation, this is still what we have been created for. And there is still this attraction between men and women. They say they don't want to get married, but they still get children. And now these children, do they have a family? Do they have a father? Do they have a mother? Do they have peace at home? Do they have these good role models? They can identify themselves and grow looking at their father, grow looking at their mother, choose for their own wife a lady that will be like their mother, or choose for their own husband a man that will be like their father. You know, the reality from the beginning, we are made for marriage. We are made for that by God himself. God is the one who has said, the man will leave his father and his mother, will take a wife, and they will be two in one flesh. This is how we are built by God himself. Now, we can think whatever we want about it. We can like it or not like it. We can destroy family. We can say, oh, for me, I don't believe in that. But imagine that I give you a car. I just tell you, be careful. This car is working with diesel. Okay? You have to put diesel inside. Yeah. And you say, oh, let me put what I want. Okay? I am free to do whatever I want. Okay, put whatever you want. But if you don't put diesel, you will destroy this car. Okay? It will not work, it will suffer, and it will die. Okay? Because there is a reality. And the reality is this engine is made for diesel. We can say that, for me, I don't want to get married, I don't believe marriage is good, we can say many things. But the reality is God has created us this way. And he has put this attraction between men and women, attraction of love, attraction of sexuality, and this attraction is still working, and babies are still coming, because it works, okay? If we are here, it's because of this attraction. But we know that life cannot be given in any way. There is a good way to give life, and there is a wrong way to give life. Okay? And this is where now we need a lot of education. We need a lot of education because our children, they have these attractions. Okay? And these attractions are good. They are given by God for them to be attracted one day to each other and to make a new family. But we are not dogs and cats, okay? Dogs and cats, they have these attractions, they follow this attraction, and doing it, they do perfectly the will of God, okay? Because for them, they have a software that is being plugged in, okay? And the software is implemented at the moment of conception, and it will run the dog and the cat up to their death, okay? And this software, that is called their instinct, will run them perfectly up to death. Some people, they pretend we are just an animal like other animals, and we should also just follow our desires, okay? And this is what they will tell you today. That is the modern mentality. We have the right to follow our desires. All our desires. This is what they tell you today. If you are not happy in your marriage and you could be happy with another person, you have the right to be happy. You have the right to leave your spouse and take another one because you have the right to be happy. Follow your desire, follow your instincts, follow your passions. That is exactly what the world is telling you. This is totally wrong. Totally wrong. Because for us, we are not an animal. We have been given reason. And our reason is able to understand what is right, what is good, what is okay, what is the best for these children. And our reason should sometimes overcome our feelings and say, okay, maybe I don't feel to do it, but I think I should do it. Okay? And we have this capacity not to follow our feelings, but to follow our reason, even if it's a bit difficult. Okay? But be careful, because if the society is teaching your children that they have the right to be happy, they have the right to follow their feelings, and nobody should prevent them to be happy. Imagine that you put that in the mind of a child, and you teach him that he has the right to be happy and to do whatever will make him feel good. This is the modern education today. And this is extremely dangerous. Because the day you have to do an effort, the day things become a bit difficult, the day you have to be rational and say, okay, I don't feel good, but I will still do my duty. They are not trained for that. Okay? And these days they give up to their duties. And now you have these videos of Gen Zs saying, life is not only about work, okay? Some days I want to go to work, some days I feel to do something else. I have also my parties, my friends, and my boss has to understand that I cannot go to work every day because I have the right to enjoy life, okay? Basically. For us, we know things are not working this way. It's not working this way. We know that we have duties, and we have to keep our duties. And these duties are reasonable. Donc, yes, we have love. We have sexual desires. And this is good. It's given by God with one specific goal. It's for humanity to continue. Okay? I can tell you, without love, without sexual pleasure, without maybe desire for motherhood or fatherhood, only the saints will accept to have children. Because it is the will of God. Who is the woman who will enjoy to get pregnant, to carry a child for 9 months, if she had no love for this baby, if she had no love for her husband, if she had no positive feeling of motherhood? We would have disappeared a long time ago, okay? Nobody would have taken this burden, okay? Or maybe only few saints would have said, my God, it's your will for me to take my cross and do that without any positive feeling, okay? But God knows us, and He has said it's important for humanity to survive. Let us give them pleasure in eating, because if they don't have pleasure in eating, maybe they'll stop eating and they will die. Give them pleasure in eating, and let us give them pleasure in reproduction, okay? That they can reproduce themselves and continue. But we have to understand that the goal of this pleasure, the goal of this attraction, the reason why God is giving this incitement, this salary, this reward, it is because there is a job to do for Him. And the job to do for Him is to give Him children. and to raise them properly. It's a real job, okay? And this is a job given in Genesis. The man will leave his parents, he will take a wife, and he will start a new family. And they will grow, multiply, and fill the earth. This is the commandment of God. This is the job God has given us to do, human beings. And he has given a reward, he has given something to incite us to do it. That is actually the joy of love and sexuality and motherhood and fatherhood and desire of children, all these things. And this is what we have to understand for ourselves. And this is what we have to explain our children. Because our children, they grow, they are teenagers. And you know, in simple societies, many of our children could be married already, okay? The Blessed Virgin Mary, she was living in a simple society and she was married at 15 years old, okay? It was like that, okay? Simple society, don't need so many years in school. You are mature around 15, 16, 17 as a girl. Maybe you are mature around 18, 19, 20 for a boy. And you get married. And in Kenya, we still have tribes who are getting married quite early. And the Blessed Virgin Mary got married at this age. There is an attraction. This attraction is made actually to attract a man and a woman to each other, that they can give life together. It's extremely important to explain our children why we have this attraction. This attraction is made for marriage. Because we have seen that sexuality has been created by God for having children. And these children, you know, they are not material things. They are human beings. They have an eternal soul, immortal soul. This soul will live forever. This soul will go in hell or in heaven, ultimately. Okay? And I think at the natural level, physical level, there is not an action more serious on earth than to have a sexual relation. Because this sexual relationship can give birth to an immortal soul, okay? To an immortal human being with an immortal soul. And when you have a sexual relationship, always there is this possibility for this relationship to be fecund and to give life. And this is why the most responsible action human beings have in earth, I don't say it's to have a child. It's to have a sexual relationship. Because when you have a sexual relationship, you don't really know what will happen. Okay? And so many people are using contraception, and they still go for abortion. It means even contraception doesn't really tell you that nothing will happen. You understand that? I'm not advocating for contraception. Contraception is wrong. Abortion is wrong. I'm just explaining you that when people have a sexual relationship, it can potentially be fecund. Okay? Even if you take precautions. And this is why the sexual activity, according to God, should never happen before the oath you make to stay together for this child. Because maybe a child will come from this relationship. Are you ready to give the best to this child or not? Because this child is innocent. This child has the right to have a good father and a good mother. And not only for a few years, but for life. And he has the right to have the two principles of his being united and one. You know, the child is a tree. And this tree has two roots. Okay? The roots are really the basement of the tree. Imagine that you split the roots of the tree. How is the tree feeling? Okay? This child has two roots, his father and his mother. And he has the right to keep his unity. He has the right to keep these two roots together and to have them together. Donc before even to have a sexual relationship, you have to promise to stay together for this child. If not, it's not a responsible action. Okay? And you know, when the church is telling you that we don't allow sex before marriage, we don't allow fornication, we are only saying that the child has a right to his father and his mother. And if you have not promised to stay together for this child, you should not risk the life of this child. Because you are not ready to give him the best. You are not ready to engage his life in the real world. I know what I am telling you is not what the world is telling you. Okay? The world is telling... No, I'm coming from a country where the main concern of the president is to give free contraception to girls from 13 years old. Okay? I'm coming from a country where they are teaching babies to discover the pleasure of sexuality. Okay? This is the modern world, the Western world. We have a world today who is telling you, you have the right to be selfish. You have the right to be happy. You have the right to enjoy. And if someone has to suffer, it's not your problem. I have heard so many ladies telling me, you know, Father, yes, I want to leave my husband because I have found a man who will make me happy. And you know, Father, my children will understand that I have the right to be happy. This is pure selfishness. I'm sorry, it's pure selfishness. No. You have committed yourself to give life to this child, and now you are the adult, and you are taking care of the well-being of this child. And you have decided to love this person. Nobody has forced you to get married with this person. It was a rational decision, and that this rational decision has to be maintained for the sake of these children. Yeah. And yes, it will imply a bit of sacrifice sometimes, but actually through your fidelity, through your efforts, through your love, you will build actually a wonderful family. You will build a wonderful family and a very happy family. Okay, what am I doing now? Am I trying to explain you the plan of God? I know what I'm saying is quite difficult. Why? Because we are living in a society that has not been implemented according to this plan. And now we have to catch up with a situation that is not the situation maybe we are in. Okay? And it's not really our fault. We have just been following what we have been given. Okay? We have just done like everybody. And after a while, we found ourselves there. Okay? I'm not here to judge anyone, to condemn anyone, to say you are wrong to do what you have done, I don't know what. No, I am here for your children, okay? I am the school director of your children, and we are here to give them a good life. We are here to help you, to guide them, for them to have a good life. And all of us, we wish our children will have a better life than us, okay? We wish they will do better than us. And if we have done some mistakes in our life, let us learn from our mistakes and try maybe to avoid them to commit the same mistakes we have committed ourselves. Okay? This is my point. Okay? My point is not to judge adults. My point is to guide these children and to guide you guiding these children. Okay? I know we are in Kenya today, 2026, and Kenya is traumatized about marriage and family. Okay? It's a fact. And our youth are traumatized. I remember a few years ago I asked a number of children if they want to get married. Nobody wanted to get married. Nobody. Nobody. Because they are traumatized with marriage. But you know what I'm trying to tell you is if we understand marriage the right way from the beginning, from the very beginning, from even 2 years old, because at 2 years old you understand what is marriage, because you look at your parents and you learn from them at 2 years old. Okay? At 2 years old you are judging about so many things. You are learning from experience. And you see what is a good life and what is a bad life. And you see your mother crying or you see your mother being happy. And you learn from it at 2 years old. Yeah. And at 2 years old, you start to identify yourself, of course, to your mother, to your father, and you start building your own life. And many are traumatized from this age. But imagine that we can protect these children. Imagine that we do it perfectly, okay? We just imagine the perfect scenario. And this scenario is possible. This scenario is possible. I just want to... No, I was in France 3 weeks ago, and I really had to visit the family of one of my friends because his son, who is 22 years old, wanted absolutely to introduce me to his fiancée. Okay? She is slightly older than him, maybe she has 23, 20, yeah. That's quite age mates. This boy, I follow him since many years. And the parents of this boy are very, very good Catholic family. And every time I go in holidays, they want me to speak with all their children and to guide them and to have a time with each one of them to guide them, okay? They are good Catholic parents and they really want to give good guidance to their children. And this boy, he told me like 2-3 years ago, he told me, you know, Father, since I am 16 years old, every day I'm praying God to give me a good wife. What is the mindset of this boy? Can see the mindset. This boy, since 16 years old, is praying every day God to give him a good wife. And now he has found his wife. And he wanted to introduce his fiancée to me. And actually, she is the same kind of Catholic family. She has been raised with the same principles. And she has the same mindset about family and marriage. What do you expect from this marriage to come? You can expect the best, okay? Because these people have been building their married life from childhood. They have looked at their parents. I know the father of this boy, he was my classmate when I was in boarding school, okay? We were together, and we have grown together from two very strong Catholic families when we were boys. He has chosen a very good Catholic wife. They have committed themselves. They have 6 children. And they are growing them in a very Catholic way. This boy has found now a fiancée who, I think there are 11 children in our family actually. It's a large family, very Catholic family. What do you expect? You expect these people to start with the right mindset with the beginning. And maybe this is what has been missing too much, okay? We have people who got married, they even don't really know why, okay? They just maybe got a child together. They never made really the decision, okay? They have not really chosen the father of their children. They have not really chosen the mother of their children. They have just found themselves together in love. Maybe they got a child, and they say, okay, we can stay together. Now we have a child. And maybe they discover they don't have even the same view on education, the same principles. Maybe they don't even share the same faith. And one day, of course, there is no much in common. There is no common vision. There is not a deep faith. And it cracks, okay? It cracks. And you have the mentality of the modern world that is destroying so much family, telling them you have the right to enjoy and to be happy. And if you are not happy, maybe someone else can make you happy. Go and enjoy. And now families are cracking. But when you start this family right from the beginning, with the right mindset, with this sense of responsibility, with this sense of vocation, with this sense of yes, of a vocation, you know. You get married because you want to get children and you want to forge a very beautiful family where you will love your children so much, you will give them the best, you will love each other, and you will try to have this very good society, very good family, according to the laws of God, according to the plan of God. And now, actually, you can really believe in love. You can really believe in happiness. And you will see it. You will see it. And you will see people aging together and loving each other more and more and become inseparable, you know. These all people who cannot live alone, you know. If one has to die, the other has to follow, you know, because they are too much united. They have grown together. I was speaking with a friend. Actually, he sent me a message a few months ago. Because every time I meet them, we also speak with the wife, with himself, and we try to make some resolution for them, to update something. And he sent me a message, 25 years of marriage, and we are loving each other even more than at the beginning. Our love has grown. We are even more united, and we love each other more and more. And we understand each other more and more. This is what you can expect from a good marriage, choosing the right partner, and having the right mindset, and receiving the sacrament of God, the blessing of God, the marriage, on your family. I want our children to dream about marriage and families and babies, because this is the nature of things. You know, God is pro-life. God is pro-love. God is pro-family. God is pro-babies. God loves everything that is in the side of life and love. This is the vision of God. The vision of the world is about death. Okay? People are fighting in Kenya to allow abortion. People are fighting in Kenya to bring more contraception. In my country, we are currently fighting to be able to kill all people. You know? Euthanasia. The modern world is about reducing the number of children. The modern world is about even homosexuality. Homosexuality is a kind of love without children. Even you will see one day, that is a kind of prophecy that has been made a long time ago. One day, even people that will even stop to have even sexual relationship. They will just have pornography and toys, okay, to enjoy, selfishly, okay? This is the way it will go. Maybe you can read the novel of George Orwell, 1984, okay? It's a very important novel that you can read. And they are about that. Because even sexuality is pro-life, okay? And this world will destroy everything, even sexuality, okay? They will promote masturbation, they will promote pornography, they will promote selfishness in sexual pleasure, but they will even, and one day you will need maybe even a permit from the government to sleep with someone and get a child with this person. These things will come, I tell you. It has already been in China where they were limited to one child per family. It has happened in China. Okay? And if you have more, you are punished by the law. These things will come because God is pro-life. Even sexuality is good, and God loves sexuality and life and babies and love. This world hates life. Just love what is culture of death, as we call it. But these things will happen, and they are already happening, actually. And the church will be the last one, actually, to defend family, to defend sexuality, to defend love, to defend babies, to defend the right to have children, and even the right to have maybe a sexual relationship. Because I think one day this right will be denied in some societies. It's the case in this novel, George Orwell, 1984. You should read that. Now maybe you feel a bit cheated because I was to tell you a lot about how to educate your children in love and sexuality, and maybe you are thinking that I am only speaking to you. But you know, I just have to do like that, okay? Because we need to have this mindset for us if we want to pass it to our children, okay? We need to have it for us, and we need to know why, and to understand. And actually, it belongs to the parents to give this, what we call this sexual education to their children. And of course, this education has to be very progressive. You should never harm a child with something that is above his age, okay? And that can hurt him. Children should be free from, of course, bad pictures, bad movies, bad clips. They should have their innocent childhood, okay? Far from these things. But they will learn what is love through your relationship with your spouse, okay? If they see that you respect each other, they will know what is love. Love is about respect also, okay? If they see that you care for each other, they will learn what is love. They will learn what is marriage through how you live that at home, okay? And this is the most important. You know, there is a priest in France, Father Caillon. He wrote a book, A Child is Achieved to Print at 5 years old. After 5 years old, he has all his references for life. He is built, okay? He is wired. After, he can continue to learn. But the wiring is made, okay? He has his reference. He knows what is a man. He knows what is a woman. He knows what is how is marriage. He knows what is family life. He has seen so much, okay? Maybe he doesn't speak much, but he has absorbed all the referentials, okay? Yeah. Now, the first education to sexuality and to love is how you live that at home. And I'm sorry, but it's scary. It's scary because many, many children, they don't have good referential at home. It's a fact, okay? Maybe they don't have their father. Maybe they have their father, but they have a lot of conflicts in the family. People are fighting together, and they come in school with this fight in mind, and they cannot study, actually, because they don't have this peace of mind. And because they are split in between, no? They have their father in this way, their mother this way. Maybe they are in divorcing. Maybe they are accusing each other. You know, and the heart of the child is broken inside. Okay. And we see that every day for us, huh? In the school. We have so many study cases, huh? You know, and we see that. We see that. This is why it's a bit scary to see how is family generally in Kenya, because children are suffering a lot. And their referential is not there. After that, of course, we can still teach theory, okay? Theory has a power. Maybe yourself, you have gone through something that was not perfect, but you discovered, and later you say, I should build my life in a different way. I don't have to do like my parents. I can choose how I want to do, and I will do what is right. Of course, theory can supplement, can rectify, and with the grace of God, with our faith, with our doctrine, catechism, we are still free. We are still free. We can decide how we will live our life, okay? But still, the referential can, in the best case, become I will never do like my parents, okay? Maybe it's better like that. I have suffered so much, I will never do that to my children. Now you are using your referential to say in the opposite direction. Now these children, they have the right to have their parents united, loving each other, living in harmony. And they have the right to grow like that in their first years. We live in a very dirty world. I was telling you last time in this conference that children get addicted to pornography in grade 2 and 3. And I was telling you how. They take from the smartphone of their brother, sisters, or their parents. They play some games, and they click on some links. And these links are taking them somewhere. And this is how they get addicted to this. They are shocked by these pictures, and they get addicted to them. And that was a sister with a social worker was telling me that in schools. And that, of course, we have to avoid that and to protect our children. Okay, that is clear. But that was the topic of the last conference. Huh? How we have to protect these children from screens, and it's too dangerous. And you cannot control, and we have to control. Your child cannot be harmed in your own home, okay? Your home should be a place of safety, not a place of danger. No, your children should not access internet. They should not. They should not. Now, you have to protect these children. But let us be honest, we'll never protect them totally and completely. Even if you are a very good family, your children, they have friends, your children, they have to get out, and they will be exposed, okay? And they will learn bad things, and they will see bad things. This is the world we are in, and we cannot escape our world. It means you have to be the first one to speak to your children about that. Because you know, the first one who has spoken is right. Okay? You have to be the first one speaking to your children and giving them a right and beautiful understanding of sexuality and love. And this is why it is important to speak with your children about that. To tell them, you know, even when they are even 7, 8, 9 years old, they start having boyfriends and girlfriends and stories. They don't know what they do, but they reproduce something, okay? And at this age, you have to speak to them. You know, one day you will have to get married, you will become an adult, you will have to choose, actually, a spouse, and this is how you will choose it. When you will be maybe this age, you will have to choose, and you know, and you give them some criteria. You explain them, and you explain them that actually, you know, and you see them growing, you see them that going to puberty, and of course you have to speak with them. They should not, mainly for the girls, they should not reach the moment of their periods and they don't know what's happening, okay? You have to explain them what's happening in their body and to explain them what is to be a woman, that they have received their body to give life, that one day they, by the grace of God, they will become a mother, they will give life to a child, and their body is going to get ready for that. No, you have to explain these things. It's easy to speak about it. It's very easy. It's very beautiful, actually, to explain the mystery of life, the plan of God, the beauty of it. And later, I know it's very early. Huh? They have all the vision of society. Very early. And you can tell them, because they see people suffering. Maybe they see yourself suffering. Maybe you are alone with your children. and they don't have their father, but speak to them, explain them. Explain them that they should have a father. Maybe they don't have because you made a mistake, because the man made a mistake, because you have not chosen the right person. Okay, but speak with them. Tell them the truth. They have to learn, and they have to learn from you. Or if you have a very good family, they will still, you have to also to tell them how they will have to do, the mistake they should avoid. You know, all this work has to be done before they become crazy about love and sexuality, okay? Because at this age, they are still very peaceful about it, okay? It's an age you can speak to the reason, and you can imprint in their brain what is reasonable, what is right to do, how things should happen. And what is put there at this age will stay. And even the day they will have all these passions, this love, these desires, they will know what is right, and they will have a frame, okay? They will be tempted, it's fine. They have to be tempted, they are human beings. But at least they know what they have to do. They know what is right. You know what is the problem today? People don't know what they have to do. They have no clarity about it. Because what I am telling you today is quite unique. It's quite unique. Who is telling that clearly like that today? We need clarity. We need this clarity. We need to explain to the children the process, how they are going to get married. And to tell them, you know, the way for love, the way for sexuality. And now you tell them, you know, this is what we call today, they have a right to have a boyfriend, to have a girlfriend. I'm sorry, there is nothing like that. There is nothing like boyfriend and girlfriends. Nothing like that. Because love is made for sexuality. Clear, okay? Love is made to attract a man and a woman to sleep together and get a baby. Are they ready for it? Yes or no? This is what, you know, when I speak to them about relationship, I tell them, okay, boys and girls, you are here, okay? Who is ready to get married? Please raise your hand. Who is ready to get married? I just want to know who can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend in this school. Now, if you are ready to get married, raise your hand that I can know if you can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Are you ready to get married? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. No stories. No stories, because if you are not ready to get married, why should you entertain love with someone when the goal of this love is to sleep together and get a baby? Is it true or false? They need this clarity. And there is nothing like girls-boys relationship. Nothing like that. There is no girlfriend, no boyfriend. And you have to teach your children clearly about it. Clearly. There is no boyfriend, there is no girlfriend until they are in age to get married. Okay, we can speak about what is the age to get married, because it's another problem. It's another problem and a big problem. Because the age to get married is not 45 years old. Huh? But that is Kenya today. And that is wrong. Because, you know, the problem of our society, we are not giving a good way forward for love and sexuality. And this is a problem. Because God has given this attraction, and there is no good way for it. You understand what I mean? In France, when I do some marriages of my nieces, they have 21, 22 years old, huh? And they are married. We have a way for marriage. Okay? Yeah, there is a way for sexuality. And you know, for the girls, they do 2-3 years of studies and they get married. They finish school at 17, 18. They are married at 21, 22. They have a way forward for sexuality. Yeah. Boys get married between 24 and 27, 28, 29. There is a way forward. Kenya, there is no way forward. And now people are sleeping together and getting children out of wedlock, and children are growing without parents. And they suffer. That is another problem. Okay? But according to God, it should be a way forward. Huh? And the way forward is marriage. But that is another problem. But still, we have clearly to teach our children there is no sex before marriage. Clear. No sex before marriage. It means don't entertain love where you are not ready to build a relationship. To build a relationship. Few years ago in Kenya, many people got married in university. And that is normal. Okay? It's normal. You are young, you are finishing your studies, you start a relationship in university, you get a job, you get married. It's normal. It's normal. But there is no sex before marriage because sex is for children, and children, they need a father and a mother. They need a commitment. They need a family. And let us be clear with our children, and they must have this clarity. You know, it's not easy, maybe. It's not easy. But it's not easy because we don't have clarity, and we don't pray, and we don't ask the grace of God, and we don't use the means that God is giving us. But when you do things the proper way, you receive the sacraments, you receive the Holy Eucharist, you fight to keep purity, to keep chastity. It is possible. And it has to be possible. And we see it happening, and it is possible. But of course, you need to court with someone who has the same vision than you. And this is how you have also to teach your children to select very carefully the person they will accept to court. Okay? It has to be a very rational choice. You know, when you are in business and you want to employ someone, what do? You post online, in LinkedIn, you post on social media, job advertisements. You can receive hundreds of applications for one job. You look at the CVs, you select a number of them, you call maybe 20 people. From the 20 people you call, you retain 3, 4 for interviews. Okay? A whole process. This interview, you mobilize 3, 4 people for this interview. Take it very seriously. You employ this person and you give him a 1-year contract. And people, they get engaged in life. They start living with someone and having a baby with someone, and they have not gone through a rational process. I don't say it's the same process. Okay, it's not the same process. It's not a purely rational process. But it has to have a part of rationality. Of course, everything is starting with attraction and love. Okay, but after, we have a brain to judge and to check and to counter-check and to ask for advice and decide, all these things we have to teach our children. How they will get a family. How will be the process to choose their spouse, to accept. And let us not be ashamed to tell a girl and to tell a boy both of them, they have to be virgin the day of their marriage. It's even more important for girls. Why? Because the bargaining power of a girl is actually somehow her virginity, or at least not to start living together. Because when they start living together, they never get married. Okay? They live in cohabitation for 20 years. They don't go for sacraments. And this man, he has everything he wants already. Why should he now do this effort to get married? You know, you pay when you want to have something. You pay and you have it. But if I give for free, why do you want to pay for it now? Okay? Don't give for free. Let people pay for it. Let people do what they have to do. You love me so much? Fine. Speak with my parents. Speak with my priest. Organize what you have to organize. But don't touch me before that. You know, that is what we call bargaining power. But so many people, they lose their bargaining power. Okay? It's very important for a girl not to lose it. Not to give it out. Because after, the bargaining power is zero. And they can live 20 years in cohabitation and they never get married. Isn't it? This is life. Now, let us not be ashamed to stand for the Catholic teaching, to stand for the truth. What I have said today is reasonable. We cannot risk the life of a child if we have not made an oath to live together for this child. If not, it's irresponsible. And the main quality of a man is to take responsibility. A man is the one who should take responsibility for his wife, for his children, for his family. And to sleep with someone not being married is not to take responsibility. From the beginning, it's selfish. It's a lack of love for this child who could come. Maybe the child will not come, but maybe he could have come. And this is why we say that it's a sin. It's a sin mainly because it's against the virtue of prudence and the responsibility. You know, we risk the life of a child. You know, all these things can be explained very well to your children. Very well. You should do it. You should explain them how they will, what is the right process, why they should not actually lose their bargaining power. Okay? And even love, tell them about love. Love is a natural attraction. But this natural attraction has to be regulated by our reason. We cannot just follow our instincts like that. No, we are not animals. For us, the way we are wired is it has to go through our brain and to do what is reasonable. Yeah, you can feel love. It's good to tell them, yeah, you can fall in love. You know, you are 15 years old, you are 16 years old. Maybe you will fall in love with someone. But what do you do at this moment? Do you accept this love? Do you grow it? Or you try to not to grow it, you know? Not to develop it, not to act according to it. And you say, no, it's not reasonable. You are 15 years old. You cannot grow a love story with a boy now. Don't grow that. Let it die in your heart, silently, okay? Maybe it will be painful, but this is life, okay? And you have to learn. No, this story that is happening at 15 years old can happen to you at 45 years old, when you are already married, and you have this beautiful person in your office who is speaking so nicely to you, and you still have to say no. Okay? It's exactly the same. All of us, we have to practice chastity. Chastity of heart and chastity of body. All of us, not only these teenagers. Even you, if you are married, you have to be faithful to your spouse. It means you have to resist temptation of love for other people. It can happen, okay? Even priests can fall in love, and it's happening, you know. And priests, maybe if they fall in love, they have to say no. I cannot grow this feeling. I cannot accept it. Okay? Cannot develop that. All of us, we are in the same situations. Everybody has to practice chastity and to keep his heart. You know, but you have this mentality today, oh, it's beautiful, my girl has a boyfriend, I'm happy for her. Stupid. Stupid. You know, they are exactly like you. Yes, they are tempted by something that is good. I don't say it's bad, it's good, but it's not reasonable now. And for you, it's exactly the same. You have this colleague who is so nice with you, but you are already married. And now you ignore. And you have to be very clean and clear about it, you know. I remember speaking with a mother of a family, and she told me, you know, Father, in my parish, there is this man. One day we met in the supermarket, and we started to speak, and she told me, hey, we found each other very, very close. And she said, hey, we are so, you know, there is really something in between us. And she told me, I will never speak again with him. I will never speak again with him. Because I know what is behind that. Okay? I know what is behind that. And please teach your teenagers the same. Exactly the same. And tell them it's the same for all of us. Yes, you have a heart, I have also a heart. All of us, we have a heart, and we have to handle it rationally. Okay? One day, it will be reasonable to love. And all of us, we have to love in different ways, but there is a reasonable way to love. And we have to love according to reason. Yeah. And please tell them that. Tell them that. It's important. This is why for us in the school we don't entertain relationships, okay? We don't want these kinds of things to happen in the school. We don't deny the reality. Maybe the reality is there is an attraction. Okay, there is an attraction. What do we do with this attraction? We don't grow it. We don't develop it. We don't allow it to, okay? So, you know, the more you put fire in the wood in the fire, the more it burns, huh? So you let them chat on I don't know which app, and more wood in the fire. Don't put more wood in the fire. And the fire will stop actually, okay? But if you say, oh, you have to understand, no, they are on age of what? To have babies. Okay, get them married, please. It can be an option. It can be an option. If they want to get married, but are you ready for that? Maybe if you are from some communities, maybe you are ready for that. Fine. But it has to be rational. It has to be a decision. Okay? About gayism and homosexuality. I know it's a concern for many people. Mainly the parents of girls, they are very afraid that they could get some stories, okay? And I know many of you don't want boarding school for girls because you are afraid of what can happen there, okay? Yeah, homosexuality is a kind of sickness, okay? It's a kind of deformation of what is normal. The natural attraction should be between men and women. The cause of homosexuality maybe is complex. The modern world wants to accept homosexuality, okay? And now they are telling you it's purely genetic, you can do nothing about it, you are like that, and you can do nothing about it. I'm not so sure, okay? Maybe there is a part of genetic, it's possible. But there is also a part that is coming from many other factors. It can be, and in many cases, it is a traumatism, a sexual, an act of pedophilia, an act of a rape of a child, sexual aggression, and that can traumatize a child. And after, yes, maybe they can, after that, feel that they fear this other gender, okay? It can be also, actually for girls, one external cause of lesbianism is a relationship with the mother. This is why mothers have to be present for their girls, because it's important. The figure of the mother and the quality of the relationship with the mother is important. Okay, we have many aspects, but let me just, I don't want to, maybe one day I will do a conference on it, but not today. I just want, okay, homosexuality is a sin against nature. No, fornication between men and women is a sin following nature, okay? It's a natural attraction. Homosexuality is against nature. It's not a natural attraction. Okay? It's a more serious sin. It's a disorder. But let us even ignore this aspect. All of us, whatever is the feeling for whatever person, homosexuals have to practice chastity the same way that we have to practice chastity. Everybody has to practice chastity. Or because you are not married, and now you should not enjoy sexuality without this ordination to procreation, okay? Because sexuality is made for procreation. And sexuality is not acceptable disconnected from procreation, okay? And it is the same for homosexual people. If some people, they have this attraction, if they are like that, they are attracted by this kind of people, they still have to live chastity, okay? To keep themselves, to keep their heart, and to keep their body pure. And that is the case for all of us, not only homosexual people. All of us, we have to keep our heart pure and our body pure. You have to keep faithful to your marriage. If you are not married, you have to keep yourself in a state of chastity. And that's the case for everybody, homosexual or not, okay? And all of us, we have to learn how to control our desires to be according to the reason. And that is based on this principle that I was explaining you from the beginning, that sexuality and love are made by God for one goal, that is procreation. Donc they are okay when they are in the frame of the family for procreation. They are not okay out of this frame. for everybody. I think it's quite simple. It's quite simple. Maybe it's not easy, but that is another question. But with the grace of God, with clarity, first of all, clarity. Because if there is no clarity, of course, we don't know what to do, and we do like everybody, okay? This is why we need clarity. But with clarity, doctrine, catechism, teaching, and with the grace of God, it's possible. It's really possible. Yeah. Maybe it can be a bit difficult here or there, and we have to struggle with it, but it's possible with the grace of God. Yeah. Now, maybe you have questions. Yes, we all of us, we have a set of qualities and of virtues we have to develop, okay? And we should develop the virtues that are more fitting for men. In boys, we should develop them more. And we should develop some virtues and qualities that are more fitting for ladies. And this is why it is good to give a differentiate education to girls and boys. They don't have the same roles. They don't have the same qualities to develop. And this is why we need to have. This is why actually in our school we try to have a boys' club and a girls' club, okay? At least to give some different skills. I think if a lady who is alone with some children, and if she has the opportunity to get married with a good man, she should do it, to give this father to these children. It's not always easy, it's not always possible, but if it's possible, I think you should do it for the sake of the children. Okay. My answer will be a bad answer, but not every solution, not every problem has a solution. No, it is true. You know, there is no solution for every problem. Sometimes people, they have built their own problems, willingly, not willingly, by mistake or not. Maybe they are the victim. But sometimes there is no real, sometimes there is no solution. You know, the situation is bad. And of course, if we want to do this way with God, if we want to include God in our journey, there is a way. But this way maybe will not be a way of success, you know. Maybe it will be a way of the cross. It will be actually to carry your cross, to accept, to see what is the best you can do. And maybe it can be complicated. Sometimes you really have to separate with this person. But you cannot say that every situation has a happy end possible. Not really. And this is why for us what we really try is to start from a good ground. Please choose very well. from the very beginning, you know. Choose very well. Because you avoid so many problems when you have made a good decision. But after, to recover bad decisions, sometimes it's difficult. But now to be able to accept what you would like them maybe to accept, you know, you need to have a level of spirituality already, or to want it, or to accept it. That you accept maybe a way of the cross, you accept your cross. This is the way, but you need the support of a good spirituality, of your faith. Yeah. I think it's progressive. It's starting actually very young, but very progressively, and you have to follow the development of the children. I think it has to start early, but very widely at the beginning, not too many details. They don't need, okay? But when they grow, they need more details. Yeah. But I think we should start, for me, I say let us speak before the world. let us be the first one to give a beautiful vision. You know, they are also traumatized with pornography. The vision of pornography is a very traumatizing vision of sexuality. And we have to be the first one to give a beautiful vision of sexuality. And in the world where we are, we have to speak early. Because they will be on YouTube, they will be on the smartphone of someone, they will be shown a picture by someone. We have already to tell them, maybe you will see some very ugly things. This is not the plan of God. The plan of God is very beautiful and very respectful. Love is a lot of respect, and there is nothing that is humiliating in love. You know, give them a beautiful vision. Even early. You know, children are already on this topic at 9 years old, 8 years old. They are there. Before it was a bit later, but let us not give too many details, because it can also make them think too much, and we don't want to disturb them. I know sometimes a child is innocent, and actually, when the child is innocent, you can speak, he even doesn't understand what you mean, you know? And it can even not hurt him because he doesn't relate. But yeah, let us start early, from childhood.